What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update, daily news, pretty much everything going on in our country and in Washington, D.C., money, investing, the stock market. Remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. I will keep you up to date with everything going on here in our country. A new poll has come out that 36% of US workers say that their employer requires them to take the vaccine. 36% of all US workers. This 36% of all US employees say their employer requires all workers without a medical exemption to be vaccinated against the virus, according to a new Gallup poll. The latest results are up from 9% from the same poll in July and have shown a steady increase since then. Additionally, 39% of workers say they are encouraged but not required to be vaccinated, decreasing from 62% in July. Gallup noted that 25% said their employers had not specified a vaccine policy, which has stayed relatively unchanged since May. A majority of U.S. employees say they support the establishment of a vaccine mandate, with 56% in favor and 37% opposed. The percentage is in favor is up 7 points from 49% in May. The percentage of those opposed has stayed relatively the same since May. Gallup also polled whether employees would be more likely to leave their jobs due to a vaccine policy that does not match their personal preferences. The survey found that 30% of all U.S. workers strongly oppose their employer's vaccine policy, adding that 52% of that group, about 16% of all U.S. workers, say they would be extremely likely to look for a new job if they disagreed with the policy. 45% of U.S. workers said they strongly favor employee vaccine requirements, with 33% of that group, which is about 15% of all US workers, say they are extremely likely to look for a new job over disagreements about vaccine policy. However, if they quit their job and go to another job, you have to hope that the other job won't employ a vaccine requirement in the future as well, as more and more jobs are doing this, and we have the Biden vaccine mandate for any jobs over 100 employees that President Biden has now mandated and is putting into effect. Although remember that the Texas governor is now challenging that in a court of law. But remember that the Supreme Court has just recently, multiple different times, upheld the vaccine mandates in multiple different states or multiple different challenges. And in the past, throughout several different years for previous vaccines, different vaccines, not the COVID vaccine, but vaccine mandates throughout recent challenges and many, many years in the past, vaccine mandates have almost unanimously always been upheld by the Supreme Court, which is kind of ironic because the Supreme Court right now has 6 Republican judges on it and only 3 Democrats. So they have typically been against President Biden, but in this case, so far at least, they have upheld the vaccine mandates. So I will keep you up to date on this situation, and anything can happen. This does not mean that they won't overturn a vaccine mandate or anything like that. But as of right now, the Supreme Court has been upholding vaccine mandates in the present and in the past. Now, there are multiple different groups, like you can see this headline here. First responder unions are resisting vaccine mandates for frontline workers. Multiple different groups across the country are resisting these. And Iowa actually just passed a bill allowing unemployment for workers that were fired over vaccine mandates. I believe this is the first state to do this, which is very interesting. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think that if an employee is fired over not getting the vaccine over a required vaccine mandate, do you think they should be allowed to get unemployment? Again, a very, very controversial issue. So I will keep you up to date on all this as well as everything going on here in our country. On the stimulus package, which is really a lot going on here, things are literally changing by the hour. We had a Democratic Representative Cori Bush here on the show and had a lot of comments from you guys here. I think that was in the last episode. A lot of people saying that she really moved a lot of you guys, and a lot of people said, you really wish that there was a lot more representatives like that were fighting for the average everyday common person. And a lot you really hope that there was a lot more people like that as opposed to a lot of people that were fighting for the pharmaceutical companies and the prescription drug companies. And I tend to agree with a lot of those comments. Even if you don't agree with anybody's political opinion, it is good to see somebody fighting for the common person to put more stimulus items in this package, as opposed to fighting for billionaires and fighting for corporations and the prescription drug companies. Like they need more help, right? Let's have more people fighting for the the average everyday common man, low and middle income individuals, more stimulus items, more items that are going to help out all of us, right? Here's Representative Cori Bush here in another interview.
If a vote on the BIF is held today, I'm a no. That has not changed. I have held steady with what we've talked about as progressives, at least some of the progressive caucus up until now, saying that we need both bills to ride together, and we don't have that right now. Also, I felt a little bamboozled because this was not what I thought was coming today, and one thing that I said, and the speaker knows how I feel at this point. I said that I remember thinking years ago when I made just pennies. I was working low wage, and I was making just pennies over the line of where I could have received child care assistance. Just pennies. I was making less than $8 an hour, and instead of paying maybe $10 or something a week for my children to go to daycare, I had to pay $160. It was $80 per child. I couldn't afford that, but it was just because I made pennies over the mark. I cannot sit back and allow my community to be in that same position when we have this opportunity. It's within our grasp. Also, when I keep thinking about, we are supposed to trust. Our trust has to be in two senators that have not, in my opinion, been good faith actors up until this point.
And Representative Cori Bush there, who we just seen, who's one of the leaders of the Progressive Caucus. Pramila Jayapal is the leader of the Progressive Caucus. They blocked that physical infrastructure vote last night. And remember that the physical infrastructure vote, the Progressive Caucus has been saying there are 96 members in the House, that the stimulus package is supposed to be voted on before the physical infrastructure package. And we have a lot of people in the House wanting to vote on the physical infrastructure package first. The problem is if they vote on the physical infrastructure package first, that bill is gone, it's done, it's finished, because it's already been passed in the Senate. So if they finish the physical infrastructure package and vote on it in the House, it's gone. It's done. It's finito. So they blocked it last night, and a lot of the progressive Democrats, including Senator Bernie Sanders, who's a progressive but in the Senate, are kind of holding it hostage, but they would say in a good way, because they're saying, listen, we need to pass the stimulus package, the American Families Plan, first and get all the good things in there. Like she just mentioned, one of the things in there is childcare, because low and middle income families can pay sometimes 25% to 33% of their income. That's just one of the things in this package. If the mom and dad if they both work and they have to pay for childcare, that can sometimes be 25 to 33% of their income paying for childcare. So if, for example, if they have two children, the average family has 2.2 children. So if they have two children and they go to work and they have to pay for two children to go to work, that could be 25% of their income, because childcare is just outrageous. Um, so they both go to work, and let's just say they're both working for minimum wage or a little bit more than that. But childcare is outrageously expensive, and they're paying hundreds of dollars a week for each kid or something like that to go to childcare. One of the things in this bill is that low income families can actually get I don't know the thresholds off the top of my head, but low income families can get childcare for free or up to 7%. It would be the maximum of their income. So no families will pay more than 7%. And again, nothing is set in stone until this bill is actually passed. Everything's up for negotiation. Things are literally changing here by the hour. But they want to make it so that no families will pay more than 7% of their income for childcare, which would be a significant reduction from 25% or more for childcare. So basically, you'd get huge subsidies from the government to help you pay for childcare. So a working family that has to put their children in childcare would basically save thousands and thousands of dollars per year from the government. So it's basically a stimulus check or a stimulus program. You might not think of it as, oh, you're getting a check right now, but in a way you are, because if you pay $5,000 a year in childcare, and again, I understand that not everybody pays for childcare, but this is one of the items in this package. But if you paid $5,000 a year or $10,000 a year in childcare, and we'll just go with the lower number. If you're paying $5,000 a year for childcare and you end up getting $3,000 a year back as a tax refund for the childcare, it's basically a $3,000 stimulus check or a $3,000 stimulus refund or $3,000 stimulus program, whatever you want to call it, from this stimulus package. If they don't pass this stimulus package, you don't get that $3,000 check. You don't get that $3,000 refund. So, and that's just one of the stimulus programs in this package. So there's all sorts of different things in this package, and that's going to literally help out tens of millions of people, basically anybody that is a working family that goes to work and has children. So, and you heard her story there, her own personal story, saying that she worked for this was back in the day when she wasn't a congresswoman. She told her story how she used to be a teacher. And I don't know if she was making $8 an hour as a teacher. I know the teachers make a lot of low income. I'm not sure her own personal story, but she said she used to make $8 an hour. She used to make pennies over the amount that she would have qualified for lower or reduced childcare previously, but childcare is very, very expensive. So, yeah. Let's talk about another big item that is in this stimulus package that is going to help out a lot of people. And that, as you can see here, the Biden framework includes $150 billion for affordable housing. And let's talk about what's inside this $150 billion. Quote, this would be the most significant single investment in quality, stable, affordable homes for this country's low income people in history, said Diane Yentl, president and CEO of the National Low Income Housing Coalition, in a Thursday statement. The framework includes $65 billion towards repairing and replacing public housing, $25 billion more towards rental assistance. So there's going to be $25 billion more towards rental assistance. So if you know how to get rental assistance, there's going to be more of it coming. And that's very important because I'll show you how to get rental assistance here in a moment. And $15 billion towards the Housing Trust Fund, which provides grants to states for construction and repair of affordable housing. The framework also allocates billions of dollars for improving the sustainability and climate resilience of housing. I believe inside there is if you do any weatherproofing or like new windows, any solar or anything like that. As I said, weatherproofing for your house. You can get tax refunds, vouchers for your house, tax credits for your house. We'll have to see how all this works once we get it passed and stuff like that. There's also support for the elderly. We'll have to see how that works once this housing bill, everything gets finalized here. But you can see here support for the elderly for housing. and disabled individuals. Okay, so support for elderly and disabled individuals, and grants for state and local governments to replace restrictive zoning laws. Quote, we are one step closer to achieving historic housing investments and keeping the country's lowest income people affordably housed, but we are not done yet. The text of the bill is likely to change as Democrats haggle over a slew of other programs, including paid family leave, prescription drug pricing measures, and state and local tax cap. In my video yesterday, we talked about how they're trying to get prescription drug pricing measures back in. And there was actually some very optimistic news that the prescription drug pricing measures are actually on their way or on their path to being put back in the bill on a limited capacity, which is very good news. I mentioned that in my video, I think it was the video right before this, where they are going to put or potentially put back lowering prescription drug pricing back into the bill. Like I said, things are literally changing by the hour as negotiations are still going on here. So, rental assistance is a very, very big deal. I've literally had thousands and thousands and thousands of comments throughout the weeks of people that have gotten on this, our viewers here, our extended family here, of people that have gotten 3 months of rent assistance, 6 months of rent assistance, 12 months of rent assistance, where the government will literally pay your rent. And you can see in this article from Politico from 3 days ago, less than a quarter of the eviction aid dispersed, aka rent assistance, has been dispersed, the Treasury Department says. So 75% of the rental assistance is still available from the Treasury Department, from the U.S. Treasury Department, emergency rental assistance from the literally the U.S. Treasury Department. I have another video where I literally just did it here a few days ago that I will link to you at the end of this video showing you how to get it. You can literally get up to 12 months of your rent paid, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, depending on your state, depending on your own personal situation. If you are low income, if you have been on unemployment, if you've been affected by the pandemic, or if you're behind on rent, you could qualify. Each state has its own qualifications. Each state is different. Some states require you to be behind on rent. Some states do not. Some states just want you to be low income or you had unemployment at some point in the last year. Basically, if you are low income or any of those qualifications, I suggest you try to apply. It's free to apply. Or if you have friends or family, you should definitely try to apply. A lot of times you get on a waiting list. Sometimes you get, it can happen within a few weeks or a few days. But if you haven't tried to apply, you should definitely try to apply if you think you're in one of those qualifications. Or if you have family members or anything like that, you should definitely share this video with them or share the rental assistance video with them, which I'll link you to at the end of this video. But literally, it could change your life because if you get 3 months of your rent paid and your rent is $1,000 a month, that's $3,000. I mean, when you compare that to a $1,400 stimulus check, that's more than double. If you get 6 months of your rent paid, that's $6,000. If you get 12 months of your rent paid, that's $12,000. And you could just be like, hey, Jimmy, that was awesome. Thanks so much. Because again, I'm just here to help you guys. That is one of these largest stimulus programs that is available. And in this next stimulus package is going to be $25 billion more. So they're basically making it like 50% more. There's like $36 billion left, and they're going to be adding $25 billion more. And I want to say, if you've already got rent assistance, it's very likely you can get it again. So, and I feel like a lot of people that may have gotten declined, you should apply again because, again, they're lowering restrictions, they're opening up restrictions. A lot of states are realizing they had restrictions too strict in the past, and they're now opening up restrictions. So you definitely should try to apply again. And I will link you to a video on how to do that here in just a moment. So there's really a lot going on here. And this is kind of one of the other stimulus type programs that they're going to be doing here and continuing on with this next stimulus package is rent assistance. So Honestly, we've had so many people get 12 months of rent assistance. We just had a guy get, let me see here. Yeah, $18,000. Jeremy says, "Hi Jimmy, great show. Been watching it for the last few months. Just want to know, I just got approved for rent assistance from Texas Rent Relief for $18,000. So that's probably 12 months, and his rent is probably $1,500 a month or something like that. So, I mean, I see comments like this every single day. Every single day. In fact, if you got rent assistance, comment down below, and you'll probably see comments down below of people saying, "Yeah, Jimmy, I got 3 months of rent assistance. Yeah, Jimmy, I got 6 months. Yeah, Jimmy, I got 12 months." So, this is real stuff. So, I'll comment down below in the pinned comment how to get rent assistance, and I'll link it to you here at the end of this video. So make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so, so you don't miss out on new videos like this, as well as helpful programs like this. I'm going to keep you up to date on all these different type of stimulus programs. There's other programs like this that I will keep you up to date, as well as state stimulus check programs, also the stimulus heating program, and other type of stimulus programs that come out available as well. So I will keep you up to date. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family. There's a share button down below so that they can be aware of these type of programs as well, and our channel. You can click here to watch the video on how to learn about rent assistance and how to apply. I show you how to do it in this video. And this video talks about how there's two big Social Security raises being proposed by Congress. Very big information there as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.